Hey everyone, I'm Colleen with Awaken Catholic, and this is Awaken the Saint. Today we are talking about one of my favorite saints, not only because his feast day happens to be on my birthday, but also because of his incredible life. Pope St. John Paul II was a man of epic influence upon the modern world. He grew up in his hometown, which lay only 15 miles from the future site of the infamous Nazi death camp Auschwitz. After graduating as valedictorian, he and his father moved to Krakow so he could attend university. His studies were cut short, however, when on September 1, 1939, the Nazis invaded Poland. Later as Pope, he would recall that witnessing Nazi horrors, including the murder of many priests, showed him the real meaning of the priesthood. To avoid arrest, Wojtyła worked as a laborer in a chemical factory used by the Nazis. During those years, he attended classes in secret and wrote nationalist plays for an underground theater devoted to preserving Polish culture in resistance to the Nazi invasion. It was during this time that he was introduced to the works of St. John of the Cross and recognized that the Catholic Church, more than the theater, could inspire change in the world. So in 1942, he made the pivotal decision to join the priesthood, and for 4 years he attended illegal seminary classes in secret, becoming a priest in 1946. He said his first Mass in a cathedral crypt, surrounded by ancient heroes and monarchs of Poland who had stood for national freedom and Christendom. In 1958, he was named Auxiliary Bishop of Krakow at the age of 38, making him the youngest bishop in Poland. Wojtyła continued to defy communist authority, developing sharp public speaking skills as a result of being denied access to media sources. He and other church leaders traveled the country speaking directly to the people and eventually attracted large crowds. Then, in October of 1978, he was elected Pope, taking the name John Paul II. In his first year alone, he traveled to over 7 different countries, a year that marked the beginning of the Pilgrim Pope's dedication to spreading the truths of the Catholic Church to all people, inspiring Catholics and non-Catholics alike. During his 26-year-long pontificate, he met with world leaders, promoted peace between religious groups, directly supported efforts to end communist rule in Eastern Europe, apologized to those who had been hurt by the Catholic Church over the years, and established World Youth Day. He also emphasized the universal call to holiness, openly spoke out against Marxism, socialism, materialism, and relativism, criticized the West for its hedonism and abuse of the poor, and he reaffirmed the traditional Catholic teachings against abortion and contraception, just to name a few things. He survived 2 assassination attempts on his life, wrote several important books and encyclicals, including Humanae Vitae, The Dignity of Women, Love and Responsibility, and The Theology of the Body, all of which I highly recommend reading. In 2005, after a long battle with Parkinson's following complications due to influenza, Pope John Paul II breathed his last words in his native tongue, "Let me go to the house of the Father." The public viewing of his body drew over 4 million people to St. Peter's Square, the largest pilgrimage in church history. He was canonized less than 10 years later in 2014. Pope St. John Paul II, pray for us.